Oh, you're here. It's time to make the old fashioned. This is Voodoo Cocktails. What's going on, everyone? This is Rudy, and here we are. We're going to make the old-fashioned, the proper way of making an old-fashioned. We're basically not going to get very fancy with this one because the simpler it is, the better it is, in my opinion. However, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you a more elevated way of making the old-fashioned that they used to do back in the 1860s. Well, that's when it was, that's when it was, around that time, that's when they used to make it that way. Because back then, they didn't have ice, so they had to use a lot of other ingredients to make it a little more tastier. And so, yeah, we're gonna do it that way, and I think it's another really cool way of doing an old-fashioned. So, here we go. Now, so when I make my old-fashions, I usually like to use only two different whiskeys. I like to use rye. Of course, you can use bourbon. You can pretty much use anything, but I believe the original was brandy. But what we're gonna do is use rye whiskey. Rye whiskey, I think, works best with this drink, and then hopefully you'll agree. If not, that's okay too. But anyway, so the first one I like to use is Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is, I think, a great rye. Not only is it great, but it's really cheap. You can probably pick this up for about, maybe anywhere from 15 to 18 bucks a bottle. And it's delicious, especially in an old-fashioned. The old-fashioned does have some sweetness in it, and this one tends to cut it really, really well, in my opinion. So, Rittenhouse, now this is a 100 proof whiskey, so if 100 proof is too much, you're just starting out making these things, and maybe you're making drinks for people who aren't used to whiskey. Another good alternative, in my opinion, is the Templeton. Templeton, the 4-year Templeton. They have a 6-year now too, but which is, it's okay. But this one I think, go with the original one. This is the 4-year. This one's great because it's a good starter whiskey. If you're ever wanting to do, whiskey, you want to start getting into whiskeys, and this is a good starter whiskey for anybody, really. It's got great flavors in it, and it doesn't bite you so much like more of the higher proof whiskeys. I believe this one's 80 proof. Yep, 80 proof. So if you want to start gradually, this is a great one to start with. You can, okay, back again. So, then cut out for some reason. So anyway, so this one, great starter whiskey, getting out this neat, and throw a little ice cube in there, and it still is delicious. So with this one, we're also gonna, if you want to start gradually, this one's a really good one to use. And yeah, there we go. So first one, I think we're gonna go with the Rittenhouse on this one. So I don't have spouts. I don't like using them. You can, makes it faster. If you're working at a bar, definitely would help. But if you're at home making drinks for a few friends, or even yourself, actually it's better to drink with people, not by yourself. But with just you and a couple buddies, whatever, you don't need to put spouts on it. So, all right. So, and I feel like you can be more controlled with your pours on this. Pours are very important. You want to get the exact measurements as best you can. That way your consistency is good. And yeah, we can go from there. So anyway, let's go with the old-fashioned. Actually, I'm going to start with rye. What am I doing? I think I'm getting a little excited about this, but anyway. So first thing I like to do is I like to start with the sugar. So I use sugarcane syrup from, I can't even read this thing, Petite, Canne or cane, whatever. Anyway, that's what the label looks like. It's very This one has more flavor. It's a little deeper, richer taste than your regular simple syrup. Simple syrups are okay if that's all you have on hand. If you can find this stuff, I think it works exceptionally well. And it not only is it good in the old fashioned, but it's good in other drinks that require simple syrup. Now, have you ever seen the movie Crazy Sexy Love? The one with Ryan Gosling. That one shows him making an old fashioned. Actually, it's good. It's the original way in which they used to make it, but he uses a sugar cube, and I don't like sugar cubes because no matter how much you stir it, there's still gonna be remnants, and I don't want remnants in the drink. And if you're into that, then cool, then use that. But this one, I like it. I don't want to see remnants in there. Remnants. Ugh. Anyway, so we're gonna start with the sugarcane syrup. Here we go. What we want to do is just use a bar spoon. 1 bar spoon of simple syrup. I like to rest it on the glass. Reason being is because I have more control. So you want to get 1 bar spoon in, dump it in. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, put that aside. Now on the Angostura, we're going to keep it simple today, so you can pretty much find Angostura everywhere. This one works great with an old fashioned. There was a time where I was doing nothing but chocolate bitters. Chocolate bitters is delicious. Great. I have the Fay Brothers Aztec chocolate bitters, and this thing is really, really good. However, after doing a lot of chocolate bitters and fashions, I felt like going back to Angostura. You know what? It's just as delicious. So, not just that, it's just different delicious. So, anyway, this one is another good alternative and is, yeah, like I said, quite delicious. So, anyway, we're gonna keep it simple though for today and go with Angostura. Now, I like to use about 3 dashes of this. So we're gonna go ahead and do 3 dashes. Some say 2, I think 3 works well. So 1, 2, 3, boom, that's it. That's all you do. So, all right, now we can pour the Rittenhouse. All right. All right, so we're gonna go, this is the 1.5, this is 2 ounce. We wanna go 2 ounces of this. Now, this glass is a little smaller, so 2 ounces is decent. So we're gonna do that. If I'm with my alcoholic friends, sometimes I go 3 ounces. So, but anyway, they're not alcoholics. They like to drink. And so do I. But anyway, all right. So 2 ounces. Here we go. So we're gonna go 1, just like that. Boom, right to the top. Dump it in nice and easy. Don't need to get crazy. You can if you want, but you might spill it. And we want proper pours. There we go. God, I got it on the first take. Cool, because I don't want to run out of alcohol making these videos. Anyway, so there's our pours. Now we want to add the ice cube. Okay, so now that we have our ice cubes here, I brought 2 different ones, the square and the round one. So it's always better to use a bigger ice cube with this because you don't want it to dilute too fast, and this is a slower drinking cocktail. It's not one that you pound, obviously, unless you're really thirsty, but even then you don't want to pound it. So what we're going to do now, a lot of people like to use the nice spherical ice cubes that pretty much fill the whole damn glass, but with this one, I like to use the square one. The reason why is because it stirs better. If I do a round one and I'm stirring it around, it doesn't do it as well. So, but with a square one, when we drop it in, we want to hold the ice to the glass and then slowly drop it in, just like that. And then we stir it, just like that. Now with stirring, I'll probably do another video where we can do bar mechanics, but with this one, if you want to keep it simple, just use the other end of it. Stir it around, makes it even easier. But if you're trying to be cool, no, not trying to be cool, but if you're doing it right, back of the spoon goes against the inside part of the glass, and then just stir it around, just like that. It takes practice, but you'll get it. Now, How long do you stir it? Well, I like to hold the glass right here. And usually when it starts to cool, when it starts to get cold, that's usually all you need to do. That's it. That's simple. Then we want to add our orange rind. Go ahead and do that. So we like to take a nice big sliver of that one. And then basically what we want to do is just extract the oils from it. So we're just going to pinch it just like that. We get a nice spray of that orange essence in there. And then we want to rub it around the glass, the outside part. Inside part can get bitter, so we just want to rub it around just like that. You can turn the glass, you cannot. Figure your own way whenever you're entertaining guests. I'm sure you can come up with something. But I kind of don't like, I see other drink makers, they'll rub it around all over the glass. I don't understand why that is. I don't know, maybe it's to look cool, but I think I don't think that's the right way to do it. Because when you grab the glass, you're gonna have this orange essence on your hand. I mean, just put it here. That's it. And then drop it. That's it. And there you have your old fashioned. All right, thanks for sticking around. Now it's time for the elevated version of the old fashioned. Let's get to the elevated old fashioned. I made this for the first time and I was really shocked how good it is. It's a pain in the ass, not a pain in the ass to make, but it does require a little bit more time to make this one. And if you're super thirsty, then you probably don't want to start with this, but we're gonna go ahead and make the elevated version. So let's get started with this one. Now, with this one, you're gonna need, as you notice, there's a little bit more bottles here. Basically, we're gonna need the Pierre Ferrand Dry Curacao. This is basically an elevated, God, I keep using that word elevated. I told myself I wasn't gonna do that, but anyway, so this is kind of like a, a unique version of triple sec. It does taste better than triple sec. It tastes cleaner, in my opinion. A little cleaner, a little bit more orange hit. So I think it'll work great with this one. The next one is the Luxardo. Luxardo, there's my drink. I didn't drink it, so anyway, drink it all actually. So the Luxardo Liqueur. Luxardo Liqueur, and this also says to use Absinthe. I kind of wanted to go a little bit more unique and use Herbsaint. Herbsaint, originally New Orleans. We're going to use that to make the Sazerac in future video, which is a delicious drink, which we'll get into that too. So anyway, so with this one, we're going to start out with these ones first. Actually, no, we'll go ahead and do our basic that we did with the other old fashioned. We're going to start with our simple syrup. We're going to go 1 bar spoon of that, drop it in, boom. I like to kind of rest it there because there's still syrup on the bar spoon. I don't want to make a syrupy mess, so I like to kind of rest it there. We're going to also do a couple dashes of the Angostura. This one I'm only going to use 2 because we got other ingredients in there, and I think it might bombard it too much, so I don't want to bombard all these flavors with the Angostura, so we're going to go ahead and use just a couple dashes of this one. So we'll start out with the dry curacao. This one, actually for the rest of these ingredients, all you're going to do is 1 bar spoon of each. Okay, this one's a little harder to pour. I'll do my best. Perfect. Not totally perfect, I'm just saying that for the video, but anyway, no, this is, I think I did okay. I've messed it up before, numerous times, but this one, I'm okay with this one. So now, let's add the Rittenhouse. We're gonna go 2 ounces again on this one. So, don't spill. It's okay. a waste of good alcohol and it's expensive. So, do not spill. We want consistency. Anyway, okay, so there's all the ingredients in there. We'll go ahead and use the spherical ice cube on this one, and we'll drop it in slowly. There we go. The ice cube isn't moving as much as the square one, which is the reason why I like the square. Yeah, it doesn't move as fast, but that's okay. There it is. It's getting there. And done. Okay. All right, this one also a orange rind. There we go. And I like to slap it around a little bit on that rim. Not on the side, no, I won't go through that again, but just right on the rim and then drop it in. All right, and there's your elevated 1860s Rye Cocktail, or one of the beginnings of the old fashioned. Let's have a taste. Oh, damn, that's good. I haven't had one of these in a while. And wow. Oh man. So it's kind of like the other old fashioned, just you have this more of an orange punch to this one. And then of course that Herbsaint, just totally balances it out. Not only that, like the finish is very Herbsaint-y and yeah, it's a gorgeous drink. It just keeps lingering there on your palate. And yeah, it's still there. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, if you want to go out and purchase the 3 added liqueurs that you'll have to get with this one, I highly recommend it just for this drink alone. There are other drinks you can make with this, but for that, it's perfect. So anyway, thanks for watching up until the end, and let me know how this one turns out because I'm curious also. And we'll see you again at the next video.